Alright, I got the grinder running. Went with a different design on these handles. I lengthened the handle. I get through grinding a little bit, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll go over them. I've got about 2 or 3 I'm getting ready to get sharpened up and sent out. So just figured y'all would want to see how I do this. What I'm doing now is taking the edge down to where it's going to be almost sharp. And then I'll hand sharpen it when I'm done. I'm not removing a lot of material. I'm just taking this fine edge on down. I've got a grind line right there. I'm just backing that grind line up and thinning this edge down. Like that. What I don't want to do is get it really hot where I can't hang on to it. If I get it to the point where I can't touch it, I start changing the temper in the steel. So I'll stop, make about 4 or 5 passes, and then I'll clean it up with water. Keep water on it, keeps it cool. The belt seems to cut a little bit better. Yeah, that's how I do that. I get done with it, I'll bring you back. Welcome, new subscribers. I appreciate you. Alright, welcome back. Been a few days. Hope everybody's doing alright. Well, what I've done on these draw knives is I redesigned them. I wanted to make them more than anything reliable. However, I wanted them to be comfortable. Yes, I made the handles longer, but that's all right. I did something different. I'm repurposing old draw knives, or not old draw knives, but rasps and files. And by the time you take a file and you cut the blade to the 6-inch blade, and then you turn the handles, you're not left with enough handle material. So what I did, and I hope this will work, y'all let me know in the comments, is I cut these bad boys off, and I welded rod on them, okay? Yeah, I can tweak them a little bit, straighten them up a little bit. But I did learn one thing. Files are a totally different animal when it comes to heat treating, especially when you've got them shaped into a draw knife. In order to quench these blades, you have to pretty much submerge the whole thing. You can't just do an edge quench with one of these. And you end up hardening the tips. Well, I can draw all that back to a nice straw color on the blade. But for some reason, I'm still a little hard in the handles. So I figured it'd be best to just cut them off and weld some all thread to them. That way, I can lengthen the handle, and I can run a nut and a washer on the end of that handle. If I ever break a handle, I can replace it by removing a nut on the inside with a flat washer. Socket fits it. You can snug them down to whatever you want. If they ever get a little loose, just give them a quarter turn. and you're set, okay? So what I'm gonna do right quick is burn these bad boys. Now I have to be very careful because this blade is extremely sharp. How sharp may may you ask? Well, let's test it. Pretty sharp. So, with that said, we'll be very careful with this. Oh, let's burn them a little bit. I think they'd look good with a little burn on them. Bring the grain out a little bit anyway. I like it. Awesome. We'll give it a light sand. Find the sandpaper. There it is. Like I said, I gotta be careful with these blades. They will cut you in right quick like. I don't want it to be super smooth. I want it to be, you know, where they can hold on to it. These are prototypes. I'm making a few, sending them out to the hafters so they can give me their input. Guys that do it, a lot of it. Casterman, Hicks Hickory, a couple other guys. But I will be putting these in production. As soon as I get input back from these guys, I'll make them to order. In other words, if you want one and you order it, I'll make it like you want it for a certain fee, and that's it. I can custom make the blade length from 6 inches is about the widest down to a 2-inch if you want a little 2-inch blade. They vary in width depending on the stock that I've got. So, with that said, I want to put a little Watco on that. I do. So let's put a pair of gloves on and clean it up. I want these to look like old new stock, you know what I mean? Like they've been in your grandpa's shed for 20, 30 years. And you get it down, clean it up a little bit. But it's got battle scars on it where he used it all of his life. You know? Just something I wanted to do. Get that down in there on that nut. I think they'll be all right. Y'all can tell me what you think when you get them. Y'all can see them. I'll show you a good picture of it. Oh, yeah. Just let that set in there. Y'all tell me what you think. And I want y'all to be honest. Don't hold back. I'm not here to get a tap on the back. I'm here to get honest input. If there's something wrong with it, you let me know. Hey, there's something wrong. I don't like this, or this needs to be like that, or whatever. I don't care. I need to know. I need to know what to do, what to change. The standard will be 6 inches with a handle about 3.5 inches long. That's going to be the standard. If you want something to deviate from that, and it's the same amount of work, same price. If it's something you want totally custom, price might vary a few dollars, but nothing major. I'm not in this to make a living. I have a full-time job for that. Put a little Watco on that blade. Won't hurt it. Won't hurt it a bit. Will not hurt it a bit. Matter of fact, it may help it. Excuse me. I don't have my helper with me today. He's indisposed. Alright, let's wipe it off and take a look at it. I try to stamp my initials in them. Sometimes I just can't get them in there because of the texture of the draw knife. I'm not going to take a chance and pound my initials in that blade and break a blade. I've already broke a couple trying to bend the handles on them. I'm not going to do that. There's too much work in them. Too much grinding. How I have to set up and grind these is really not the easiest thing I ever did. By a long shot. Not by a long shot. Oh yeah. Is there scratches and all? Why yeah. I'm not going to make these a mirror polish. I'm just not doing it. They're a using tool. You know, I wanted them to stand out and be something you can use, throw down on the bench. If you want to, you know, forget about it, toss it down, it ain't going to hurt it. I wouldn't recommend taking a sledgehammer to it or nothing. Anyway, I can take a piece of leather. I know I got a piece somewhere. Hold on just a second. There's a piece right there. And I'll just strop this thing. That takes any of the burrs off of it. You can run your finger up the back of the blade and across the top of the blade like this. You'll feel a burr. There ain't no burrs there. There might be one there. I need to make me a strop. But this will work just fine for right now. Oh, and she's razor sharp. And I mean sharp. When I mean sharp, I mean sharp. Yep. She's sharp. All right. Thank y'all for hanging with me today. Right there it is. Done. Awesome. Make a great specific purposed hafting tool for the axe hafter. Can you use it on other stuff? Yeah. If you want to. You might have an antique you don't want to use. Well, pick this up. You can get in really tight spaces with it. Okay? You can get your fingers up in there. I prefer keeping my thumbs on the top. You want me to try it out? Let's try it out. Let's see how it does in the vise on a piece of wood. I got a scrap piece right here. We'll clamp this in here. We'll just work a little bit, see how it does. There you go. One burly man draw now. God bless y'all. Watch your top knot.